roads in Manipur look the same. They all tell the story of distrust. Barricades and tree logs will slow you down, and you are watched, at times from distance. On our way, we also saw this. A vehicle loaded with explosive had exploded right here. People claim it was done to blow off the small bridge and separate the land. We reached Kangvai, a place in between Bishnupur and Churachandpur districts.
Frisking happening here at this very point. Vehicle after vehicle are being checked, and there are multiple barricades which have been kept here. Now this particular area, it is called Kangvai village, which is almost like a confluence point between Bishnupur and Churachandpur district. Now imagine the kind of hatred, if I can call it, the animosity that triggered that violence and now has turned people against each other. Now because there is a strong divide which has now come to fore between Meitei community and Kuki community. On this side, which is further going towards Bishnupur and then Imphal, the Meiteis who were here, they have left for Bishnupur and further to Imphal, and Kukis who had stayed here, they have left this point and they have gone towards Churachandpur. And look at this place, it looks like a ghost town. On this side, houses after houses have been burned down. Now look at the house and please identify whether the house belongs to A community or B community, because human suffering has got no name of a community. Human suffering is human suffering. People who had to leave their houses, their properties like this, they are possibly homeless now, settled in a relief camp. Come here, I'll show you. This house, I cannot say from this structure, looking from outside, as whether this belonged to A community or B community, but everything vandalized. This was somebody's house, and if I have to step in here, my heart would bleed seeing that somebody's home has now been reduced to such a debris. Cars after cars have been torched, vandalized. You have an entire house, the roof have been thrown off, and look here, there is nobody, not a single soul. The entire village is a ghost town now. Only people that you find here are forces, Assam rifle. They are manning this area, they're guarding this area. They are all going inside and they are trying to do the area domination just to ensure there is no fresh flare up, there is nothing untoward that happens anymore. And that's how the scene had been here at Kangvai village, which is at the confluence of Bishnupur and Churachandpur district. If this is a cusp between Churachandpur and Bishnupur, this cusp is called Kangvai village. And over here, when violence erupted, it divided an entire village. People from Meitei community left for Imphal and left for Bishnupur. People belonging to Kuki community, they left for Churachandpur. And that's how the scene is here at the moment. You know, you can hear yourself. My voice is echoing here. It is reverberating in this empty village. The emptiness would haunt you. You know, I came here to talk to people, but there is nobody. It's giving me an eerie sense. There is nobody, not a single person in this entire village. Honestly speaking, I just came here to talk to people, understand from them what they're going through now. There is not a single person here. Houses after houses have been burned down. And we cannot really say whether this house belonged to which community or people belonging to which ethnicity. But then what you see here is a absolute sign of devastation. You know, from the main road we are just going inside the village now, and hold on, look there, that karai is still on that stove. Not really sure when the violence happened, whether somebody was in middle of cooking or not, and if that cooking was left incomplete, and if they had to run for their lives. Koi hai? So nobody here. Nobody, not a single person. God. The same story on the other side. Thing is, they are poor people, you know. This is not a fancy house. Maybe they have spent their life savings to build these houses. Again, I say I am not in a position to assess the color of this house, the religious color of the house, which community did they belong to, which religion they have affiliated to, belong to which ethnicity. I honestly don't know, because I am looking at the site of horror. I'm simply looking at houses after houses being burned down, raged down, vandalized. And for me, they tell the story of human suffering. Ma'am, you had gone there, Churachandpur? I'm from media.
Okay.
So you went there for work or?
No, we visited camps and we met the DC and all.
Okay, you are from any organization?
We all are from National Federation of Indian Women. So we are a national women's organization, not an NGO.
Okay.
So a delegation visited different relief camps in both the places. So now we are returned. The innocent people are the victims of all these things, and there is definitely a lack of political commitment and political determination to control this. It could have been handled in a better way, and people should not have been suffered in such a large extent.
Does it feel hurt you thinking that how people are now divided?
It's very sad to see that when we interact with both these sections, whether it is in the camps in near Imphal, so many, we went to the Imphal West, Imphal East, and even Bishnupur and all. Everywhere people are saying, we are asking, will you go back? Then say that our life is lying in our village. That is our life. So we will go back. We will not go anywhere. And some of the women, they are crying, talking about their friends, their cookie friends and neighbors here. And same thing happened today. these Kuki women, they are crying for their Methi neighbors. We don't know where are they and what situation they are. So this is, nobody will understand this, the pain of the innocent victims and the pain of parting ways in their friendship and all those things. Even students, and some of them from both the sides, that we are still in contact with each other.
What's your name, ma'am?
I am Ani Raja, General Secretary of NFIW.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much. NTT, ma'am. Take care. Was it a firing, sir?
I think so. You can ask him that here.
And this emptiness is also asking a question: what brought Manipur to this? The first incident that happened on 3rd of May. Big question is, what took so long? What took so long for the situation to be contained? If we have to relate this, and if this analogy makes any sense, after COVID broke out, after the first case was identified, the immediate attempt was to contain that area. The immediate attempt was to ensure that ek jagah pe COVID ho gaya, COVID is there at one place, you do it as a, identify that as a containment zone so that people do not step out and the virus doesn't spread. Similarly, if violence had happened at one place, why couldn't that be contained at that very spot? How did this fan out? It's a question that will come before government here in the state. It is heartbreaking to see that people belonging to one ethnicity, they are not going any further from here. If people belong to, say, A ethnicity, they are being stopped here and they are not going any further that side. It is not about A right over B or B is right over A. The point is, this divide in Manipur, which has left essentially people wonder as whether Manipur can come back to its original self, the old one. Well, we do not really know, and leaving it to time possibly won't be the best jurisprudence. What is the call of action? Again, for that we have to wait and see what happens, but the question will be asked as what started this, and even after there was one incident, why couldn't this be contained after the first incident?
There are many such villages where you will find pain buried under the rubble, wails buried under silence, a life full of memories before May 3rd, now buried under emptiness. As we were about to leave Kangvai village, we found these pigeons, now surviving on leftover scraps of food. Their masters are homeless, so are they. Their cage had burned down too. Possibly they were released as soon as violence erupted. Now the symbol of peace, much like peace, is under the shadows of forces. With video journalist Ronnie Shatra in Manipur, this is Tamal Saha for NTT.